3 ways to use personal power and personal responsibility to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. We're focusing on physical health and well-being and physical aspects of our business this month. But this topic actually applies to every area and aspect of our business because we need to be setting the example for these things in our business. We need to be taking personal responsibility. We need to be not exerting, but demonstrating our own personal power. And I'm going to share different ways that I do that in my business. And I'm going to challenge you today to think of at least 3 and share one area that personal power plays out and can help improve and grow and supersize your business. And then one way that you're taking personal responsibility and demonstrating that for the rest of the organization. So for example, I'm going to grab my magnifying glass. I wrote down a couple of things that we do and that I personally do. One, as far as setting personal power or claiming my personal power. And I haven't always done that, right? There's times and there's situations and there's organizations I've been a part of or worked in and relationships I've been a part of and worked in, and different organizations that I didn't work in but was a part of where I didn't necessarily claim my personal power. And I didn't stay in those industries very long because they didn't align and feel right for me. And if we are not in a business or an industry that is in alignment with our core values and our what we want to see in the world, it doesn't feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, we don't stay there long. Sometimes we stay there longer than we should. Definitely done that in both employment options and organizations and industries that I was a part of. But as soon as they start to feel off to me and they don't match my core values, then I'm stuffing down my personal power and I'm not as effective as I could be and I want to be. So, I like to set expectations. 3 ways that I share and honor personal power for myself and encourage other people to do the same is, number 1, whenever anybody joins my organization, we sit down, or by Zoom nowadays, and have a conversation about expectations. This is what you can expect from me. What do you want from me? And then we'll discuss and agree, because the second thing that I like to do is set boundaries, because I'm not going to be available 24/7 to anyone outside of my family. And I'm not even always 24/7 available to them, right? I have to honor myself and take care of myself too, or I'm not going to be able to help anybody. So I set boundaries, I set clear expectations, and I expect the people that I'm setting them with to do the same with me. Hey, tell me what you expect. Tell me what your boundaries are. I also hold myself accountable to setting the example by leading by example. And by that, I mean, I behave in alignment with my core values, the things that are most important to me. And I don't expect anybody else's core values to match mine. Of course, bringing people into the organization, we want to have important core values that do align and match. But other core values that are important to each and every one of us just don't matter. I'm not even going to get into that because it's been politicized nowadays. So we're not even going to talk about different topics and different things that we have as core values that just don't matter when it comes to our business and working, right? And that shouldn't matter, because everybody else's core values are their business, mine are my business. And I just share where they might rub together so that we can behave in ways that are in alignment with one another and in everybody's best interest. When it comes to being personally responsible, 3 things that came up for me today were, number 1, let people make and learn from the choices that they make. Let them I wanted to say make mistakes, but I don't want to focus on mistakes because I want them to learn from the things that go well too. So let people have the freedom to learn and grow and experience things in the environment, and let them learn from that and help them and coach them through, if you need to, with the lessons learned or what they could have done next time. Let them come up with those things so that they learn and grow and can be more productive adult versions of themselves in your organization and can contribute to the organization. Reward the behavior that you want to see and call attention to that in public. Honor people, share wins, communicate those, set the example, celebrate people's wins and accomplishments, even growth accomplishments, right? They might not have a win compared to someone else, but we're not comparing people to other people, right? That is a rapid road to disintegration of your organization's culture. But celebrate wins and positive changes that you see in your organization. Make them known. And anything that isn't positive or that doesn't go the way the person would have wanted it to, talk to them and coach them about that in private. One of my biggest pet peeves in corporate America was if one person, let's say, for example, was late to work all the time, the company or the department or the leader of that department would create a rule for everybody in the department. Instead of talking to the person and saying, hey, what's going on? How can we get you to work on time like everybody else? They would make a rule for everybody else. The bigger the corporation, the more I've seen that happen, because you have different people that don't want to take their leadership role and say, hey, it's my job to coach you on this, versus create a rule for everybody else. That destroys the culture, because people feel like they're being punished by having new rules for something that they never even imagined doing, right? They never even imagined not being to work on time unless there was a blizzard or unless there was, some unforeseen extenuating circumstance, right? If you get in a car accident on the way to work in the morning, you might not be to work on time, right? So today, I challenge you to come up for your organization 3 ways that you are going to take your personal power and honor that, and 3 ways that for your organization, for your business, you're going to take personal responsibility and demonstrate personal responsibility. I say walk the talk. If you share an expectation and you expect people to behave in a certain way, you sure as heck better be demonstrating and being the best example of that behavior, because people do what they see you do. They don't do what you say or what you tell them to do. Just like with kids, people in our organizations, building our organizations, a lot like being a parent and raising amazing humans is creating an amazing business. All right. Any questions about this? You know what to do. Just ask. Otherwise, go out, make an amazing day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with another, a little more physically related topic. But I do physically share expectation sheets with people and back and forth and things like that. All right. Have a great day. Be with you tomorrow.